Hello and welcome to another video in a community that believes weird is wonderful and magic is real. And I'm excited. So if you watched one of our newer to me subscription boxes, we did the Witch Casket. Well, when I ordered the Witch Casket, one of the things that you get is the password to their Emporium, aka their shop. And I had watched a number of Witch Casket videos, so I knew there were a number of things from previous caskets that I wanted to get. And get them, I did. So this might not look like a lot, but there is a lot in here. We have quite the haul from the Witch Casket Emporium. Let's open it up and show you what I got. Lumos. All right, so I'm gonna try and break it out into sections because one thing I will say is like almost all of the stuff in this box is probably gonna be in this room. That was my thought, is I'm trying to focus on the rooms that we are renovating. And while you did see the final revealer, I hope you saw it, you're definitely seeing some of it back here, there's gonna be so much more to do. So a lot of this is gonna go in here. So let's go by as much of a section as I can do. Yeah, there's really not sections. I lied to you. First off, let me start with, they threw in some extra bits. I mean, it was a large order, but I wasn't expecting extra bits. So I won't open this one up, but it is the Empowerment Spell Kit. So if you watch that Witch Casket unboxing, at least with every one of them, and it is a monthly subscription box, you get a spell kit in every one of them. And I didn't say this, and we won't dive into this too much. I'm not necessarily much into the practical effects of witchcraft. I do want to dabble a little bit. I did say I'm gonna do things my own way, and I think that's how you should do them too. And I love everything that I got, and it works for me. And what works for you, works for you. What works for me, works for me. That's how it should be, you know what I mean? So, will I be using this? Absolutely. Empowerment Spell Powder Kit contains everything you need to make a magical spell powder for empowerment. So I'm not going to open that up, but that was really sweet of them to add. And I can't remember what was in here, but I'm pretty sure these are extras. So let's open this up. I have a feeling, I don't know if they do this in every order, but let me make sure I get everything. So we have a little print and thanks. It says, I take charge of how I'm feeling. Each breath I take today is healing. So a little saying to remind yourself of. In the very back, it says, hope you enjoy your magical items. Sending love from Deb and Ella, because as I mentioned in that one unboxing, and we are still subscribed, so we will be doing more of those. This began as a mother-daughter team, which is really, really sweet. So we have that message there. And then we have a smaller one. It says, minute by minute, hour by hour, I am finding my higher power. So there's that. And then it says Witch Casket on the back. And then we have ourselves a sticker right there. So there's that. And then also a, looks like a button, which is very fancy in its own little bag. We have a button of moon phases. And then the sweetest little thing, it doesn't say what kind of stone this is, but they sent me a stone bracelet. It's kind of like a deep red color. You know me, I mean, my thought is like black everything all the time. But as you also might know, we are doing, well, I am Gryffindor and Slytherin, okay? I cannot be contained in one house, and that's why we are doing a room for both. So we are gonna be doing a Gryffindor room, and I was looking at this and I was like, oh, that's a nice, like, kind of deep. It's a little more of a burnt red. I shouldn't care about aesthetic, but I should do whatever I want to do. This is the message we're putting out here. So I thought that was super sweet. It is elastic, so it should fit on my wrist just fine, although I have a tiny wrist. So there's that. So the only section I think I'm going to really do here are the things that I got for that pin board. If you watched that video of the final reveal, we have a pin board. I'm looking over in that direction because it's right behind my door and it's really big. And so with pin boards, because we will have a pin board in the Gryffindor room. I haven't decided if there'll be one in the Slytherin room yet, but maybe. But this one, because this is kind of like lessons and stuff, I really want it themed around the lessons, but just general witchcraft. So I kind of wanted general witchy things and not just pins. So first up, I have a couple of prints, and even with like the Wizarding Trunk, probably not so much Magic Delivered, but Wizarding Trunk does like a handful of prints and some of them can be small. I think those would be really nice on a pin board too, especially since I got a really large pin board. So I got 2 prints for that. I have this pentacle print here. So it's still pretty decent size, and I kind of like that. And I love the sort of brown tones, because if you'll notice, we did do a darker room, but I wanted to bring a lot of warmth to it and a lot of brown tones, like this suitcase over here and all these magical creatures. But I just thought this was so pretty with the crystals and the flowers, and it's also very simple. I didn't want something too elaborate so that the pins can easily play off of it, and very classic. Although this one is a little bit more elaborate. It is one of the things I saw in the shop and I was like, I had to have it. So it is a print. Oh, and I did point out, there are monthly manifestations on the back, so it's also usable in other ways too. But this one, look at it right here, right now, okay? First off, I love the green color going on there. Very dark witchy, but in a nice green forest. But it's a little witchy house with a moon. And the cat is what sold me. Okay, you guys, I love me a little lantern. I love some lumos. I love the plants. But it's just a classic witchy house. And because it's not like specific to any sort of like IP or franchise, like it can fit into the wizarding world. It can fit into my world. And I really loved it. And that cat seems real happy about it. So those two prints are gonna like go up on my pin board. And now we have a bunch of pins. So, and there might be some of these pins that I actually just put on a bag or something like that. But I love them all. So what do we start with? I'm gonna start with this one. We have, and these all came in crates. I can't remember. I wouldn't know which ones. I just watched a bunch of videos. I have this pin right here. So very simple. All of these pins are really simple. It is a moon with a little bat. It's kind of like, almost like a light lavendery blue color. Very cute. I do love me a bat. So there's that one. I'm going to keep with the animals-ish. I guess it's an insect. Not the bat. But we have a moth. I forget what they actually call this specifically. I think it was called like changing moth or something like that. But it is a cute little moth. Also, their backings are super cute and it goes really well with it. Probably went really well with the theme. Even the back of it has a very pretty illustration. The pins are a little bit smaller than I was expecting, but that leaves room for even more pins. So there's that one. Let's do classic. We have a classic witchy hat. And what I like about it, so I actually did look up like on Etsy and stuff, and I was like, can I get any other ones? What do they look like? And honestly, this was my favorite. I like the simplicity of it, and I like the kind of like floral, almost, is it greenery? Some kind of herbs in there, but it's still just like a proper black witchy hat. So there's that pin. And then we have, I don't know why this is giving me Hocus Pocus vibes, even though it's actually the flame that's black, not the candle. I do want to get me some black candles. We have this black candle right here with a little flame. How freaking cute. Again, I love the backings. They're all pretty similar in size, these pins. Oh, look at that cat. I didn't even look at that. Super cute. I love the little stars around it, like some magic is happening. And I feel like if I had to get one pin out of all of them, it would be this one. You know, I love me a kitty cat. I also have a soft spot for black cats because we used to have one. And we actually recently celebrated his death day. It's what we do. But it is a little moon with a sleeping kitty on there. So maybe it goes like in the corner. Like I kind of want a little bit of storytelling on the pin board. And then this last pin, and then we're gonna move on to some other things. This one I feel like I might actually just put on my bag. It says, "As I will it, so mote it be," a classic saying in the witchcraft world. I know that much. And then we have a little like bag on the back there, but I don't know. I'm coming to just like really love that saying. It just takes what it would be more of a classic saying in the muggly world and makes it more magical, and I just dig it. So I think that will be on my bag. So those are the things, and there might be more that I can recall that would go on the pin board. So now the rest of it, I feel like most of it is just going to be like out and about in this room. So let's just dive in. What do we have? I honestly don't remember. I have a bag here, and I will do my best to link. No, actually, I can't. Sorry. Can't link when you need a password. I'm kind of tempted to just give you guys the password, but I think that's quite unfair. You got to pay your dues, okay? Support the small businesses. So I'm forming, and I did say this in a previous video, I'm forming a spoon collection, I feel like. We got a couple spoons from the Witch Casket box spoilers, if you haven't seen that video, and then from Witch's Moon. So this one is so stinking cute. I didn't know it was this small, but I kind of like the variety in size. It is a small, like wooden, and I like the squiggly business going on there, spoon, and I'm pretty sure it has like an engraved potion. Am I right? Like a potion bottle. It's so stinking cute. And it is proper wood. So these things are very usable. You could use that. That's how usability works. You didn't know that. So there is that item. And those are things that I would probably like have like set in a bowl, or actually set maybe on the dresser that we have that is kind of going to be more of a usable sort of altar, if you will, for me, and where I'm just going to like take moments and a pause in life. So it could be set out to actually be used, or it could be set out like I have over here and be displayed where I could take it off and use it if I wanted to. All right. Oh, we got another spoon. Okay. We're on, what are we on? I don't know. We're on something. We have, can I get it out? They send it in these cute little bags. We have a little metal spoon, also quite teensy. And then on the end, very simple. I don't even think this really costs very much. I think that's the other reason I got it, because I was like, cute. Doesn't really add much dollar-wise, and it's got a simple little like moon and stars. It's part of why I went with the moon and stars vibe here, but really cute, really simple. So yeah, we're getting a spoon collection. Okay, I got, what is this? Loving Vibrations incense. They have a whole bunch of incense, and the packaging is super cute. So I went back and forth on the different ones. There was kind of more of a spooky, probably came out in like a Halloween box one, but there's that one, and I don't remember what the scent is. Let's see if it says. A calming blend of a violet and ylang ylang. So let's give it a sniff. I haven't actually smelled it yet. And if you have not watched that box, they aim to be very eco-friendly. So you're going to see a lot of paper and cardboard products, but man, do they level it up with the art that they put on these things. I opened it on the opposite end, so we're going to actually touch the part that you burn. Ooh, that's nice. That is very calming. I know incense, like, once you burn them, it can kind of give off a slightly different scent, just like a candle, but I really like that. I'm pretty sure I like ylang ylang. I don't think I've had violet in any sort of incense, so there is that. And then I did get me 2 crystals. I was actually talking with somebody, and you know what? Again, you do you. I'm not so sure I am completely in the, like, crystals, like, I guess what I want to say is, like, I'm not going to subscribe to memorization of what crystal means what. I'm just gonna get what calls to me and I find interesting and makes me feel good. And that's just what I'm gonna do across the board. So I picked this one up. And what it said about it is also the other reason I did pick it up. It is Amazonite. So it's kind of like a light green color with a bit of white. Amazonite, and it is tumbled. It is a gentle stone of truth, compassion, and kindness. It helps you to communicate your truth and soothes tense situations. Amazonite balances the nervous system and encourages you to move forward without fear. And yeah, there were just a number of things that I felt like were really fitting to me in my life right this moment. So the next one, speaking of violet, we have fluorite, and actually I'll show you in a hot second the cards that they come with. So fluorite helps to cleanse, purify, and stabilize, which helps concentration, organization, and memory. And let me say, I done be forgetting to take them ADHD drugs, so I guess I'll just get myself some fluorite, and then I'll remember to take them. But here is an example of like the little cards they come with, because they have a number of crystals. So it will give you kind of an education, because that's the other cool thing about this, is a bit of a, entryway into witchcraft, whether you want to get into it in the practical sense, in the aesthetic sense. No one's here to judge you. you know, whatever works for you. How many times are we going to say that? All right, I don't remember what is in this bag, but we have a cloth bag. I also love the bags. These are so reusable. What is in here? Oh, it is a bell. I'm getting a bell collection too, okay? I have, and not from Beauty and the Beast, although a little bit in the Disney room. I have a couple bells on my desk, which we got from Shein. I already shared that video, but this one, I don't know, it just kind of screamed a little bit more witchcrafty. We have a little pentacle on the top there. And the other thing about Witch Casket, to my knowledge, pretty much everything, if not everything, is exclusive to them. So you cannot find this bell anywhere else. And it has a little moon on the bottom. She's a proper bell, if I actually held it right. And it is also on the other side. So whichever way you turn it, you're going to see that moon. And obviously you're going to see the pentacle as well. And it does come with a card. It says altar bell there. If you want to read it, you can do such a thing. So, oh my God, we have so many things. All right, I'm gonna go with this. We're just gonna go with, apparently I bought a lot of things that I'm forming quite the collection of. And this is another thing that we have quite a collection of. Some of you have sent me. Some of them we've gotten that are just like proper Harry Potter licensed items. This one is, does it say the name? Okay. It is a wax seal stamp. So here it is, in which we did get a wax seal stamp, again, spoilers, in that box. And that one said exactly, I'm gonna forget, exactly what is on this pin, which I loved. But this one, so I actually looked it up. It is a seeing eye right there, and I was on like Temu and Shein and all the things, and I just wanted to see, because obviously I did want to support a small business, and here we are, but I just wanted to see, is there anything else out there, because this one is exclusive, and I looked at other ones, and this one was my favorite. So I done got it. So we have ourselves a seeing eye, and I feel like with this, it could play really well with like divination. So whether we do a little like potion or something that might fit into divination, I don't know, but I will definitely be using these wax seals. Oh, we have one more thing for the pin board. So I know this thing doesn't particularly scream, put this on a pin board. Normally you would put this on some sort of fabric. It is a patch. And the patch, what does she say? Tarot, tea leaves, taking care of business. I just loved the aesthetic. Like, look at all of this just paired together, just color palette wise, and plus the pins. And I will be bringing in some more like straight up Harry Potter pins. I was thinking like kind of Narcissa sort of thing, but then I was like, oh, maybe she belongs more in the Slytherin room. So maybe lean a little bit more the professors, and again, more things that represent classes. So if you see pins like that out in the world, let me know. All right, next we have, I told you we have a lot to go through. So we are probably like halfway through this thing. We have an ornate wooden slice ritual tile that I'm dropping. And I think we have like kind of two of these sorts of items. And I love that it's like natural wood. So we have another pentacle, or I would assume it's a pentacle because it does have the circle around it, depending on the way that you point it, as I have learned from those of you who came and joined the live stream. How pretty is that? So it's got a nice black stain to it, but with the engraving, you can actually see the natural color of the wood underneath. It is nice and thick. And so it could have a lot of uses. This one's a little bit smaller, that from what I understand, as far as like, well, I was going to call this, well, yeah, I guess this is ritual tile. I was thinking something else, but you could put a candle on it. You can just have it sit there. You could put some crystals on it. You can do whatever your heart desires. Okay, the next item right here, she's a fabric-y business. So if you recall, as I unwrap this, the reveal of this room, at the entrance of the doorway, there's kind of like a little spot of wall. It's in between the door and the bathroom. And I will say, as we add things to this room, when there's a significant amount of change, we will continue to do updates, but that is where I'm thinking of hanging this, I think. It could also go in the closet, so we will see. But it's just this little like fabric banner of a cauldron, and again, it's continuing with that like a natural kind of brownish color, but it's just representing the potions, I feel like, potions class. So there's the back. which you won't see. So I'll just need to like, I don't know, flatten that out just a little bit, but it's just a nice natural twine and piece of wood. Could even put it in the potions section, but I'm kind of leaning maybe somewhere over there. And with the mirror, you would have seen, I'm also planning on doing some bits around it. So little art prints and stuff like this and embroidery businesses, all the things. Okay. What have we got? All right. So this one, I don't know. I don't know if gamble's the right word because it's a little bit, probably a touch more pricey for the size of it, but it's also, again, exclusive to Witch Casket. And I thought it was really pretty. And it is called an ornate altar box. So it is like a bronze? Gold. Would that be more gold? I need to learn my colors. It's a nice metal situation, but it's a lot of florals going on there. You can tell right now by my hand just kind of how teensy it is, but I feel like that's what makes it so cute because one of the things that I want to do, and it's also the top that I really like, is have a lot of depth on the shelves. And to be able to do that, you need some, wider pieces, taller pieces, but also the smaller ones that are going to be up in the front. That way you could still see the pieces in the back. And this feels like something that can either, go in the shelf and be more in the front. It does open up. So I don't know, you could put like your favorite stone at the time in there. So you can easily access it. So maybe it also goes on the dresser. I don't know. And then the base of it says Witch Casket. But I feel like the other thing I want to say about Witch Casket is everything is just really nice quality materials too. I dig it. Okay. What's next? Oh my goodness, you guys, we have so much to go through. So this is it looks like a teensy little towel, and I did actually like pay attention. I don't normally pay attention to measurements, and I'm thinking it's gonna go in the bathroom and just like hang on the door. I'll have to test it out, and I have actually not pulled this out. So we have I have a pentacle obsession apparently. We have another pentacle. It's a little bright in the white. Let's open it up and see. I feel like I'll probably keep it maybe folded so it's a little bit more center, but it's just a basic black towel. It is the proper kind that would absorb something, but just to give you kind of a closer look of the embroidery, because it is actually embroidered on there. They even have their own little tag that says Witch Casket on the back. How stinking cute is that? Just a subtle little touch in the bathroom, methinks. All right, let's do this. So we've done kind of another little altar slice. This is another wooden slice, but it's a bit bigger, and I probably would put a candle on it. And it's a different kind of natural wood color, a lighter one, but it has this etched design throughout the whole edge there. We have snakes, the incense, my goodness, it's calming me down. She is working. What else do we have? Flowers, pentacles or pentagram, I don't know. Depends on how you turn the darn thing. But I just thought the design was nice and subtle. It's bringing in more of those wood elements that I wanted, and I could put a nice wide candle right there if I wanted to. And then the back is just the proper wood that it is. All right, so the next thing, if this is what I'm thinking of, I was also thinking of putting this on that little section of wall. And like I said, when I get these things up, which I'm gonna do shortly after this video, I will show you at some point in the future. But we have another pentacle, but this one is metal, and I'm trying not to make the noisemaker make noise, but we have a bunch of bells right here. And we did get like a tiny little kind of wreath situation made out of willow, like my favorite tree. And it was more of a DIY. It came with some black bells that we can add to it. So I think it'll play off of this one, but I'm thinking of putting this near the door because from my understanding, this would be a great sort of like banishing, cleansing thing for an entryway. But it's just a really simple piece. It's metal. It has just like a black piece of twine right there. And you could always add a little bit more to it if you wanted to, but I think I might just play around more with the one that they sent us. And I didn't show it, but again, nice quality bag that they sent in. Like they didn't even have to do that, but it does protect it quite well. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a lot more things that I realized that are going to be going on these shelves. So let's do this one, which you could probably tell what section that's going to go in. This is going to go in the potions section for sure. And I just thought it was so cute. I haven't actually pulled it out completely. I don't do a lot of sort of mini representations of things, but this isn't even really that. But it does give me like mini potion, not quite cauldron thing, vibes. So we have a little stand. I forgot what they called it. Enchanting Altar Cauldron. So to my knowledge, kind of a tea light is meant to go down here, and I don't really even know what goes up there. You put some oils or something and you kind of burn the oils. Just do your own thing. But this is like proper ceramic, more of like a kind of a raw feeling there. So it would probably end up with a bit of a used look when you actually use it, which I don't mind. I want things to feel a little bit aged. And there's the base right there. So it just sits lightly. It also says, I don't know if that's upside down. It says Witch Casket underneath, but there is that. Gonna go in my potion section. Let's keep with the potion stuff. So I did get myself 2 bottles because they have some unique glass bottles, like with corks and everything, as far as like unique shapes and designs. And this one is a shape that I don't yet have. And it's not that, it's this. Ornate potion bottle. So it comes in this box here. Have to sort out where on the potions shelf she's gonna go. Got our pentacle again. So that's one thing that I liked, is we have a little bit of a design. So this one is not gonna have a label slapped on it, because not all of your potions have to have labels. If you were in the live stream, then you would have seen as we walked around the potions room, really none of them did. So I wanna have a good mix. And this is nice and simple. I'm not sure if it's picking up. I think you could see it right there. We've got our pentacle there. And then what's like around it? I think just more florals. I do like a bit of floral business. These incense smells so good. And then I also like that the cork is round. It sort of mimics the base and it's different from what we see. And then the back is the same thing. So I like that the back was also thought of. And then it says Witch Casket on the bottom. So very cute. We'll have to put something in there. It is like, is it green or black? I think it's more of just a black color. Yeah, so there's that one. All right, and then the last thing that I think would be for the potion section is this magical moon water bottle. And I'm tempted to it says water bottle. I'm tempted to get more bottles from them, but here it is. It is a cute, teensy little thing, just more of a clear glass, but it has just, I like the subtleness, the subtle little moon with some stars, if you can see them, just tiny little stars around the edges there. And then we have a rounded stopper, which actually has a silicone piece. So this is a very usable item. And with these sorts of things, I probably will put a liquid of some kind in there. I feel like this one could either go like in potions, or because it's moon water, we could maybe fit it in divination, since we're not really, I don't think we're doing astrology or astronomy. There's a lot of moon representation in a lot of classes, so I feel like we could squeeze that in divination, if not just put it in the potions section. So, had to have it. That's the last one of that kind. And what the heck was this that I originally pulled out? Oh, so we did get like 2 of these. I did a bit of a haul from Shein, a second one in the live stream. And we got something like this, but this one is unique to Witch Casket. It is a ritual candle holder. And this one is in more of like a copper color. What's different about this one is it has a nice lip here. So if you wanted, you could do rituals with this. You could have your herbs down here and your candle burning. And it does have a little bit to kind of grab it there. But yeah, so we have done a little bit of copper. I don't normally go too hard in copper, even though it plays really well with like colors like this. But because we have only like one other copper piece, we wanted to pull in more so we can play off of the copper that we have, and it can kind of like make more sense in the space. Last but not least, I got 2 books, and I guess they're more of like, I don't know if journal is the right word, but if you notice on my shelves, a lot of my shelves are comprised of journals, some of which are from Magic Delivered, and books, just like witchy books and things that I feel like would be on those topics, also aesthetically fit in. And these I feel like they're black, okay? They aesthetically fit in. But also what they are fits in. First up is this book of rituals. So here's the outside. It's like a cloth outside, but I really like that center bit right there. And then it says Book of Rituals on the side there, if we can get her in focus. And then the back is kind of, oh, there is a little bit. It says Witch Casket. But then on the inside, so here are the end pages. We've got some candles and cauldrons, but we do have some pages set up. I'll just show you one of them. So you can write any rituals in here. And kind of what I liked about it is it's not really telling you what to do. Sometimes when there's too much of a guide in books, I feel confined and it's like I can't do what I want to do. And there is a little bit of that, but it's not telling you what rituals to do. So you can kind of concoct your own and whatever works for you. And if you don't want to forget what you came up with, you can write it in here. So really like that. And then the last one is also a little bit more of like a similar fabric. It is a Book of Shadows. Now it's quite dark, so there we go. We have our Book of Shadows. Really love the pattern around it. You could tell, like, not only would this look nice because it's just a simple black, this one actually just has a simple spine. It's more of like a moleskin kind of notebook, and this one's a bit more plain. I think even end pages are plain, and it leaves it more up to you and what you want to do. This is just a proper notebook or Book of Shadows. So I feel like you can't not have a Book of Shadows. I also like that the edges are black as well. But yeah, that, as I catch my breath, is a wrap on a pretty large haul from Witch Casket. It might not be the last time I order from Witch Casket. Certainly not, because we'll be continuing to do these subscription boxes monthly. So I hope you enjoy them. But I really do recommend it, especially for you fellow Harry Potter lovers. Like if you really want things more in world, these are the kinds of places to also shop at. It's not just for the practical witch. It can also be for people who want to feel like they're in the world as well. So again, I will update you once everything is up where it goes at some point in the future. But let me know, what was your favorite thing in this haul? Have you tried out Witch Casket? And yeah, let me know your thoughts and feels in the comments down below. But until next time, my magical friends, I'm holding up this print because I love it so much. Remember to love what you love, cats and all, with everything you have, and keep making magic. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Pentacle. What have I done to myself?